Hey, how's it going? This video I'm gonna do archery basics. Just a disclaimer: I haven't been doing archery that long, and I don't know that much about it. So please do your research. Please do extensive research. There's a ton of information out there for you to soak in, and this is just my take on it because I've only done archery when I was younger for a couple years, and then a few years ago I did archery for about 2 or 3 years. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to find a very reputable company to get you started. If you're in the GTA or in Toronto, I would highly recommend Archery Source Canada. I've dealt with them on several occasions. They're fantastic. They will take you in, they'll assess things like right hand, left hand. What do you want to do? Do you want to shoot paper? Do you want to like hunt? What do you want to do with it? And they'll actually get you started pretty good with that. Um, but having said that, from my perspective, the first thing I learned was how to determine if you're right-handed or left-handed. And it doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed when like writing or something. It doesn't necessarily mean you're right-handed or left-handed on a bow. So the the first thing you should do is stand away from something like your phone or TV or like a picture on the wall, and keep both eyes open and put your thumb up and cover that object. Now, what you want to do next is maybe like close your right eye, for example, and see if your thumb moves an inch or two to the left or right. And then open both eyes again and close your left eye, so that, or the opposite, or whatever you didn't do the first time. And if it stays on target, that means that's your dominant eye. Which means that if you're right eye dominant, then you're going to be right handed on a bow, which means you're going to hold the bow with your left hand and pull the string with your right hand and aim with your right eye. That might be a little bit complicated, but trust me, it's very simple once you get the hang of it. Stay tuned. This video is probably going to have a lot of cuts in it. All right, so the second thing is whether or not you want to go with a recurve bow or a compound bow. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I know that recurves are more instinctual shooting. There's no sight usually, and there's no let off for poundage. So if you're shooting like a 30-pound bow, it's 30 pounds here all the way back. All this range is going to be the same amount of draw weight. Um, on the other hand, if you're going to go with a compound bow, which are way more complex but are more ideal for like hunting and stuff because it has a thing called let off. If you have a bow like mine, I'll show it in the next part. If you have a bow like mine that's at like 60 pounds, then it's going to be 60 pounds like here, and then it has a let off with the parts of the bow to make it feel only like, I don't know, let's say 20 pounds back here, so you can hold it a lot longer. Recurves, you normally just pull it and shoot. Compounds, you pull and you kind of hold and you take a precise shot. All right, so this is the bow that I went with. It is the Bear Cruiser G2, and it is modified. I upgraded the whoops. I, I upgraded the stabilizer, the rest. I don't know if you can see that. The rest right here, thing that the arrow sets on. And that's pretty much it. I did make my own like wrist strap, but that's not overly necessary. I still have the stock sight, and A lot of it is still stock, like the quiver and the cams and all that, and even the strings that I have to replace pretty soon. But it's don't worry too much about what bow you're gonna get. Like I said, go to a bow shop and have them like talk to you, and they'll figure out what's best suited for you. I like compounds, but I have friends that love recurves. I don't hate on them, they don't hate on me. It's just all personal preference. When it comes to like maintaining and changing strings and all that, recurves are way simpler. They're way simpler to figure out. Compounds, you need like bow presses and all this other stuff. You basically need to take it to a shop to maintain it. But that's just what I prefer. I just prefer a compound bow because that's what I was raised on. And then the other thing too is if you're going to go with a compound bow, if you're going to upgrade anything right off the bat, I would recommend getting a good release. Compound bows have a thing called a D loop that you hook the release to pull back the string. As far as I know, most recurves you have to just pull it back with like 3 fingers. But I like using a release. This was my first and probably biggest upgrade, and it made a huge difference in terms of accuracy. Just do your research, talk to people that have different releases. What do they like? What don't they like? And just go from there. Another thing too, this might be getting a little bit advanced, but when you pull a bow, I'm pretty sure it's the same for a recurve, but you want to pull with your shoulder. You don't want to try to pull it with your forearm because it's way, way more difficult. I can barely pull a 40-pound bow with my forearm, but I can easily pull my 60-pound bow with my shoulder. So, just like this. Takes getting used to, but practice makes perfect. All right, and lastly, I'll do my best to link in the description my bow, but I did get like my arrows, all my upgrades from Archery Source Canada, so I would just highly recommend just going there. You can buy the base bow somewhere and then go there, but they have like tons of inventory and superior customer service, so I would just recommend going there first and foremost. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. Oh, and stay safe.